The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. Chapter 6, verses 17 to 29. Herod had sent to have John arrested and had him chained up in prison because of Herodias, his brother Philip's wife, whom he had married, for John had told Herod, "It is against the law for you to have your brother's wife." As for Herodias, she was furious with him and wanted to kill him, but she was not able to because Herod was afraid of John, knowing him to be a good and holy man, and gave him his protection. When he had heard him speak, he was greatly perplexed, and yet he liked to listen to him. An opportunity came to Herod's birthday when he gave a banquet for the nobles of his court, for his army officers, and for the leading figures in Galilee. When the daughter of this same Herodias came in and danced, she delighted Herod and his guests. So the king said to the girl, "Ask me anything you like, and I will give it you." And he swore her an oath, "I will give you anything you ask, even half my kingdom." She went out and said to her mother, "What shall I ask for?" She replied, "The head of John the Baptist." The girl hurried straight back to the king and made her request, "I want you to give me John the Baptist's head, here and now on a dish." The king was deeply distressed, but thinking of the oaths he had sworn and of his guest, he was reluctant to break his word to her. So the king at once sent one of the bodyguard with orders to bring John's head. The man went off and beheaded him in prison. Then he brought the head on a dish and gave it to the girl, and the girl gave it to her mother. When John's disciples heard about this, they came and took his body and laid it in a tomb. The Gospel of the Lord. The Passion of Saint John the Baptist is a sad story. As Jesus underwent passion, death, crucifixion, and resurrection, John also underwent passion and death like Jesus. And we all of us know the story clearly, what has happened. Why did John the Baptist meet such kind of death, beheading of John the Baptist? The reason was he spoke the truth. He spoke the moral things in the society. It is not fair. It is not lawful to have your brother's wife as your wife. Just he spoke this one. So this is what he was beheaded. There was no any other reason. And in this passage, what we see is how many people are involved in beheading John the Baptist. First of all, Herod himself and Herodias, also the daughter herself. So when there was a birthday of Herod the king, as we know, there was a banquet Then Herodias' daughter was dancing. And when Herod was at a drunk, he was not at a good state of mind. Then he decided to make an oath. He made an oath and asking the girl, I am so pleased, the people are so pleased. So you ask whatever you need. Even half of my kingdom you can ask, I will give it to you. Then immediately she went to her mother, Herodias, and asked her, what shall I ask? The king is asking me. Then immediately Herodias said, you ask the head of John the Baptist. Without any reflection, she went and asked, I need the head of John the Baptist here and now on a dish. Even though the king was afraid of John the Baptist, afraid of the people, he knew that he was a prophet still. Because of his oath, because of his promise, he ordered his guard to behead John the Baptist and brought the head of John the Baptist on a dish and offered to her. So how the sin is happening? So first of all, when we make any decision, there should be a good conscience, good consciousness. Sometimes we are making a decision or we are making oath when we are at drunk or when our mind is not in a good condition. Sometimes we make decision, or when we are angry, we are making decision, or when we are sad, we are making decision, or when we are in the hospital, sometime at the last stage, we are making decision, and that type of decision is not acceptable, and they are called the wrong decisions. Sometimes they may be a king or queen, or they may be a big person, but at that stage, at that moment, the decision what they make is a wrong decision. It is not a right decision. So that is what we must be very, very clear in our decision making. At what time do I make decision? And for what I make decision? It is not at the expense of somebody's life, killing someone. We have to make the decision. Or the rules, regulations are there. We have to go beyond the rules and regulations, and we want to have our own rules and regulations. That is not acceptable in the society or in the religious life or anywhere. The second thing, the girl was given the gift. You ask whatever you want. I don't know what age she was, whether she was underage. If she is underage, she was manipulated. She was cheated. And she was not given the right guidance by the mother. So this is what sometimes the underage ones, when they ask something, don't give immediately. Don't lead them to such extent. They may ask this or that sometime. But what type of guidance are you going to give the girl? The mother said, you go and ask the head of John the Baptist. This is not the right gift. This is not the right decision. So this is what sometimes the elders, the parents, they don't know how to lead the children, how to look after the children, what to ask for, what not to ask for. And the third thing, if the girl is not underage, she should have also thought. She has not taken the decision her own. Because the Herod has said the promise, because the mother is telling like this, she should have also thought, how can I ask the head of John the Baptist? You see how sin is multiplying and how we are influencing people into bad way. how we are leading people into hell. So the death of John the Baptist was not the ultimate end of all the problems of Herod and Herodias. His death was not the end of the problems, but his death has brought a new light to a family life, how to live a good and moral family life. Also, his death has brought us how to make a good decision, not at the state of drunk or insane or at the old age, last moment, but whenever we make the decision at a good state, good conscience. Also, his death has brought light to the world, how to speak the truth. Most of the time we are afraid of speaking the truth. But John the Baptist was not afraid of speaking the truth. Jesus spoke the truth. That is the reason why he was crucified. But God raised him up. As we celebrate today the memorial of Passion of John the Baptist, let us pray in this Mass that we may receive the spirit of John the Baptist to speak the truth. May the good Lord bless us all in this Mass. Amen.